Hey guys, welcome to Dad Casual, where full-time dads and casual gamers get together to talk about the games we wish we had more time to play. Thanks for being here. This is episode 30, which means we're officially old and no longer cool. And hey, we got some fun stuff to talk about. Dead Island 2, there's some early previews out, and I have a few quotes from different publications. You know, one day we'll be one of those publications that, you know, we'll have got to play 5 hours too, but we're not there yet. PS5 Pro rumors already. A couple game delays on some major titles. We also have the final Super Mario Brothers movie trailer that we're going to live react to, and our thoughts on the disparity between game trailers and actual gameplay between games, and whether we think is it too far? Is it not enough? We'll see. But anyway, we have the normal crew with us. We've got Preston.
What's up? What's up?
And Houston.
Hey, y'all.
And me. I'm Andy. What's up, guys?
Another week has gone by.
I know. It's been a busy one for us. We've been really actually grinding. It's been good though.
Yeah. Right on.
How about you, Houston?
Just a full-time dad living in a gamer's world. Just living the dream over here. No, I'm kidding. It's been a good week. Been busy too. I got some video edits I have to get done as well. I'm assuming you guys.
Yep.
And yeah, work's been busy. You got gigs coming up left and right. Going out again this weekend. So
nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was supposed to get my CPA. Tomorrow's March 15th, and I was supposed to get her our tax stuff as a partnership.
Man, I already got that refund, bro.
Oh,
what's that?
Grinding.
Right?
Yeah, what's a refund?
It just means y'all are more successful than me.
Or bad with money.
Or we're trying to dodge taxes. Anyway, if the IRS would not subscribe to our podcast, that'd be great.
Yeah, there you
go. Have y'all played any games?
Yeah, man. I gotta talk about one in particular. So I got back to Hogwarts Legacy because I kind of took a break. I got a little burnout on it, I think. I played this mission, and it really bumped up maybe the game a half a point or a full point for me in my mind.
Whoa. Okay.
I was not expecting it, and I think it's an exclusive mission for PlayStation owners, which kind of sucks.
Oh, I did hear about that. Okay.
There's this mission where you can own a shop, and I'm not spoiling anything, but I'm thinking, oh, cool, you get to run a shop. No big deal. It's going to be this small little sim thing, similar to the rumor requirement. No, it was legit. I jump scared so many times. It had a little bit I don't play Resident Evil, but I was this game's, I don't want my son to play this. This is scary. I was actually jump scared. It had a vibe between, I would Resident Evil meets Doctor Who. It's just this crazy theme of this haunted cellar basement thing. Yeah. It was just
zombie Daleks. Got it.
Yes. There are mannequins that were haunted. I didn't like it.
Oh, haunted mannequins, never good. Nope, never good. Nope, really bad horror trope.
It was full of the you'd walk and it would be an end, and you'd be like, what the heck? And then you'd turn around and there'd be a mannequin just in your face, and you'd be like, ah.
Oh yeah, that's like a Weeping Angels from Doctor Who.
Yeah, okay. Except it was constantly they just kept doing it, and I was like, you guys have to stop. Anyway, so I'm not a spooky game fan, but I really enjoyed the mission. So maybe I would like those games, but it just has to be forced on me. I don't know.
Yeah. Heck yeah. I played a total of 45 minutes of games this week, and most of it was Minecraft Dungeons.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
I did the same as Preston. I kind of just fired it up, did the first couple missions. It is a gauntlet and I definitely think we should stream it or play it together, or at least play it together. I think it's really fun. It's it's cutesy, but it's really low barrier to entry on skill. It's just kind of a fun thing. It's really well designed. So
I'd play. It's one of those games that's it'd be fun to stream because it's not just showing one of our perspectives. We could, we'd see all of us at the same time on the same screen.
Yep. Pretty cool.
Like Diablo 4, I know is coming out soon. Would be actually awesome. I know, Preston, that's not your game of choice.
If we're playing it together, I think it's more fun.
When is soon? What does that mean? Do we know?
May, I want to say, but I will.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty soon.
That's going to compete with
June 6th.
Oh,
Tears of the Kingdom. Oh, okay.
Early June. Still. Birthday game for me. That'll be my birthday game.
Nice. I got today WWE 2K23.
Of course. I mean, you've been talking about it. Of course.
Yeah, nice. Super excited. Great gameplay. Looks better. Looks better in the normal 2K jump. Looks better.
So how much have you played? I mean, you got it today, so
not long. Maybe an hour. I played at lunch.
Cool.
And then we'll talk about this a little later, but Houston and I jumped in a couple games of Fortnite in the new season.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay.
So
very cool.
Yeah, season 4. We can talk about that for sure.
Yep. So
yeah, I guess is the only other two that I don't need to talk long about it. Is I played some Plants vs Zombies Battle for Neighborville. It's kind of like this if it's a child's version of I guess it's a child's version of Fortnite. Sounds dumb, but it's kind of Call of Duty-esque. It's but you're plants and zombies and
is
you're
that the
fighting
one Riley was playing?
Yeah, Riley's been playing it a lot, and so it's fun. Nice. It's just they like it a lot. And then my big thing that I was going to talk about too is that so I like playing League of Legends. Obviously, I've talked it several times, but I've been trying to make a push to make Diamond, which is a tier of skill level for the first time ever. Now, granted, it's the Wild Rift version on phone, but it's still really hard. You have to win consecutively to get up to that point, and I'm getting kind of close. So I don't know if that's that cool, but
you can do it.
I've been trying.
I believe in you.
Yeah, same here, bro. Go for it.
I'm close. I'm gonna see if I can make it by next week before the season ends or whatever. So
nice.
We'll see. But yeah, so that's what I've been playing. I know this has been kind of a weird time for just gaming. I know we've all been busy, but even with news too. But I still think we've got some fun stuff to talk about. The very first news topic that I wanted to kind of dive right into was Dead Island 2. So early previews went out to all of the major publications. Early previews of Dead Island 2 are a bloody good time. This first one comes from Ian Higdon at Eurogamer. He says, seriously, though, the gore in Dead Island 2 is on another level to anything else I've seen in a video game. The procedural way that the zombies fall apart as you hit, melt, shock, and burn them really has to be seen to be believed, as it's both gruesome and glorious at the same time. And then Tristan Ogilvy from IGN has kind of a good and a bad thing to say. He says, I had a blood-splattered blast, becoming the rotting flesh prince of Bel Air and turning every floor in the city into a ghastly red carpet, even if it did feel at times like I'd curb stomped a lot of these same skulls before.
Oof.
It's kind of I guess he's saying it gets a little repetitive, but it's awesome.
Yeah. It sounds like Will Smith is in this, apparently. It's the Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, this game always, I remember from the first one too, it appeals because it's a little cartoony and cutesy, but still kind of gory at the same time.
Super violent.
Yeah. So it has a bit more mass appeal than just a straight up horror game, which I like. And seeing the gameplay from this, and they were comparing it to Dying Light 2 from this IGN video.
Mm-hmm.
I really think this one's going to be a home run for them for sure.
Yeah, dismemberment system. I think Andy and I watched it the other day. I'll pull it up in a second, but
we're pretty much watching it now.
Yeah,
but
there's some pretty cool stuff you can do, and that card abilities is kind of cool. You can upgrade those. I enjoyed the first one. What was it, 9 years ago now?
Yeah, like 2013. And we talked about this before. It had that really cool trailer. I enjoyed it too. I even tried to play through it a second time a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it had its moment. I feel like it's just so late. I feel like this dismemberment system, they needed something. They needed a new gimmick or a new something to make this interesting, and I think this is it. And it really is cool. I also saw a couple reviews that said though it's actually kind of makes it feel really easy.
Yeah.
Like
I
you
can
just
totally
walk
see
up and
that.
just kill them. You can just walk up and kill anything just so easily.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, okay. I think the way they describe it was hitting a pinata without the blindfold. You just destroy it.
Yeah, and the other weapons too look like I mean, besides like the normal knives or sticks or whatever bats they're using, the grenades and stuff. Yeah, like you were saying, kill a lot of people or whatever you call them.
Oh
Zombies.
gosh,
Goodness gracious.
sorry if you're not watching the video version of this, you need to, because we just saw somebody reach into a zombie's skull with their bare hands and then pull out its brain.
Yep.
It's pretty epic.
Yep.
I would imagine where the game gets difficult is swarms, right?
Yeah,
like
true.
okay, you can do this to one zombie, but
Yep.
when you're surrounded, can you really
Yeah.
afford to do this?
Yeah, I wonder if there's going to be like some kind of like difficulty level system, like most games have nowadays, to kind of add some challenge for those gamers that like really want that.
Yeah, could be cool.
Looks fun.
Yeah, it looks really creative. Like there's a lot of like really, I mean, we're watching somebody stab someone with like a knife that's like hooked up to a taser right now.
I do like all the environmental, like electricity and fire and water and how those things can like combine and work together. I don't know. I think any game that has that is cool. Like, I don't know if you guys know like the Pillars of Eternity games or like Divinity Original Sin. Like those are isometric traditional RPG games, but they have a lot of that, and it's really interesting when you're playing. So I actually love any video game that has like that, like environmental, like elemental effects, like electricity, water, fire, whatever, and how like games like Divinity Original Sin or those type of games where it's like, I know that's like an isometric RPG, but where like you can be like, okay, I'm gonna pour the water out and then I'm gonna shock it with electricity and you can kill enemies that way. It always kind of makes it a fun way to play. I always like games like that.
Yeah, Zelda's like that, where like the elements kind of affect the environment, and like you can like set grass on fire and cause like an updraft and wind, and like you can electrocute things that are in the water, and it makes a bigger effect that way. So that's cool. Yeah, this game seems pretty creative with all those effects for sure.
Yeah, and I think it releases April 21st, which is
it's very soon.
Too far away. So yeah, this is the final preview, but in a month we will have full reviews and we'll make sure to report on it. Cool. So you guys ready to move on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So PS5 Pro. There's a rumor coming from Tom Henderson at Insider Gaming that everyone picked up on. That says that sources are saying that PS5 Pro is in development and could release maybe next year in 2024. We might have talked about this before. Do you guys feel like PS5 it's a little early for that? What do you guys think?
I think we've only texted about it because like when you said it just now, I'm like, man, I'm glad I'm sitting down because like like I feel like it's so soon because I feel it's. I mean, the PS5. What is his name? Jim Ryan from Sony.
Yeah,
just CEO. Literally said that the PS5 shortage is over. And so like, I kind of believe that because I started to see them in like your Walmarts and Targets and that kind of thing here and there. But to already start hearing about PS5 Pro, I mean, I guess with it releasing, was it 2020, the PS5?
Yeah.
It was announced in 2020 and released at the end.
So 4 years mid-cycle. I feel like that's a little early, but maybe not like too far-fetched compared to like the PS3. Well, actually, they didn't have a PS3 Pro. It's only PS4 Pro, right? Last gen.
Console releases the like full launches are like 7 or 8 years.
So 4 years isn't crazy.
It's not. It's just so weird with 2020 and COVID and that year of like people couldn't get their hands on one. So like now, with it finally able to people to get it, to already be coming on the verge of a mid tier upgrade, it feels early, but yeah, maybe not.
I'm curious as to what else they're gonna like do with it. I mean, like obviously, like you can run games smoother. Like we can do like actual like locked 120 frames per second. I guess would be a new target to hit. Maybe like actual 8K gaming, even though nobody has an 8K TV, and the PS5 currently, there's 8K printed on the box of the PS5 currently, which I think is ridiculous because they haven't released any content that can actually be 8K, and nobody has an 8K TV. Like literally no one.
I mean, PS4 Pro was just that. It was just better processor, more RAM, like
same price too, right?
Yeah, and the original, I think the original one went down a touch.
Right.
But yeah, I just don't know. I don't know who's this is going to be for. I mean, you got to think though.
I mean,
like,
if somebody didn't get one during this time, and then they're like, "Oh,
yeah," and the
little
argument
bit
can be
better.
made that the Series X does have more teraflops of GPU processing power. So, I mean, I guess if we're just talking like a numbers game and
beating Xbox,
doing like just like my dad can beat up your dad kind of scenario, then that's something for Sony to say that they have over Xbox now would be a more powerful console.
yeah."
and you got to think,
if only just.
regardless of people getting their hands on it or not, the emerging technologies did not stop during COVID. Like,
Correct.
all the processing and all the improvements, they kept going. So whether or you had it or not, the technology started to get moved on. And so if better exists, I mean, who doesn't want the option to get better?
Right.
Yeah.
So I think it's cool. I don't know. I always say with these, I'm like, I don't want that. And then like,
I bet you the big thing is going to have a bigger storage drive. I think it's going to be like 3 terabytes.
Yeah, it always kind of needs that. And I do think it could be smaller. The PS5 is a monster. It's so giant.
It
The
is.
the Pro is bigger, at least in the PS4 generation. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Let us know.
So a cool one, and I don't even have a quote on this, but Discord is finally available on the PS5, and I'm pumped.
Asterisk.
It sort of is.
Did you use it?
Yeah, me and
We did.
Houston used it.
Yeah, when we
the
played
other night.
Fortnite, we did it, and you can somewhat use Discord, but it's essentially they opened the API to accept calls from Discord in the party chat.
You can't make them?
You have to start the call on the
another
Discord app on
device.
your phone or another device, and then transfer it to PS5.
Mm-hmm.
And once you're there, it just treats it like a party chat.
It reminds me of Nintendo's whack system of like, if you want to play an online game and talk with people, you have to do it from your phone.
It's better than that because you don't have to stay on your phone because you can transfer it, but it's a pain in the. It's not a pain in the butt. It's just an extra step, right? It's just this little thorn in your side.
It's just not quite as turnkey.
Correct.
No,
But
it's not a one-click solution.
But this is the same way that Xbox did it at first. Was this same, and I'm not sure what has to be figured out or why you can't just have a Discord app. That seems simple, but obviously it's not. I don't know.
It's probably because it allows like a cross chat between other systems like computer and Xbox and whoever else and iOS and Android. And so all the systems have to be able to communicate through the PS5. And I'm sure they put a lot of blocks in place to prevent crossplay and prevent cross chat, except for special occasions. So there's a lot of things that they have to handshake with to make that a possibility. But yes, I agree. I think eventually we'll get just a proper Discord app that you don't have to use your phone for at all. And you could just go into that and it just works.
Something funny Houston said while we were using it is, we're on PlayStation. Why are we using this?
we didn't have a need to. We just wanted to see if it worked.
Yeah.
Which it worked.
It did. Yeah.
It works.
Cool. Yeah, and I have so many friends that want to play games and they're on everything from PC to Xbox or whatever.
Yeah.
And I feel like I should mention the same update also came with a update for people that use 1440p on the PlayStation. It now supports variable refresh rate for those fancy TVs that can do that. So if you can play at 1440p, you make your system work less hard so it can stay at those higher frame rates a little bit easier. And with variable refresh rate, it's going to look even smoother on those nicer TVs.
Nice. Yep. Like almost like a performance mode thing. That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. So speaking of Fortnite, tell me about like Fortnite Chapter 4 Season 2 is out. It's kind of got this like I haven't played it yet. I've watched my son play it, but it's got this like cyberpunk city and motorcycle vibe and like the scenery. But then there's also like Attack on Titan characters and weapons and things like that.
Let's see if I can bring it up without blasting the audio.
Yeah, we had an audio issue earlier, but yeah, it's cool. They introduced this thing called Mega City, and it's like this Japanese like cyberpunk, more like Blade Runner-esque kind of situation where it's just like neon Tokyo in the future kind of situation where you have like these grind rails. It's one of the new mechanics, kind of like Sonic, how you can do like the soap rail type thing that you can jump from. Actually, it reminds me more of the newer Ratchet and Clank game where they kind of introduced that. So yeah, you can jump from rail to rail to get places quicker. You can shoot people while you're on the rail too, which is really cool. And the way it's integrated is pretty seamless. It just works. Like you don't have to really think about it. You just jump on it and it just goes.
It's like a Tony Hawk cheat code.
Yeah, there you go. Infinite grind, stability. And then yeah, they added the Attack on Titan character. I didn't find any special weapons. I think they introduced a sword, right? Maybe
isn't that grapple hook that he's using kind of like part of that?
I didn't find it.
I didn't find that either. I did see that it exists, but I did same as Houston. I didn't. But the sword is in there, but it's very similar to the hammer.
It's hard to hit.
Yeah, definitely.
I heard that the sword is kind of overpowered.
When you connect, it's hard to connect though.
It's super hard to connect.
Gotcha.
I let our team down several times.
Yeah, we didn't do too great. One round we got like top 10, I think. But
yeah,
cool. It looks cool. So the city, I mean, is it just a small section of the map?
Yeah.
They didn't revamp the entire thing.
Gotcha. That's probably more of a full chapter thing. It's just I'm like, oh, it looks so cool. I wish everything was like a city, but I guess maybe that would be
their marketing was really good for that. And what do you think? Like where the game does have that kind of setting, it does work really well, especially with the grind rails. I think the grind rails is the coolest like practical thing they added to it. But yeah, cool. It's definitely not the whole map.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we don't have to stay on Fortnite forever. I just wanted to ask because I know you guys had jumped into it and it did look pretty cool.
It is. It's fun.
So we're going to talk about some sad news now. I want to talk about some delays. Two major games. The first one we're going to talk about is Starfield. It was delayed. However, it actually has an official release date this time of September the 6th this year. This comes from Chris Holt at Engadget. He says the game is now slated to arrive on September 6th. It was supposed to debut in the first half of this year after Bethesda previously delayed it from November 11th of 2022. But they also set a date and promised a deep dive into the game. A Starfield Direct presentation is set for June 11th, and it's going to be all about Starfield. So that'll be a cool one.
I'm actually very excited to see this because there's just so much mystery around it. Like they haven't released hardly anything except a couple of like small hype trailers, right? Like no actual like real tangible gameplay, no like real story explanation. Is it Skyrim in space? Is it something completely new? Is it like, are there like alien issues or is it more realistic? Like
they definitely showed a lot of like the ship building and some of that. Like it looks really cool. I don't know. I think there's a lot of hype and excitement around this one. I like that they're delaying it because that gives me a sense that it's not going to be a Fallout 76 situation again. I like Bethesda games. For the most part, don't like all of them. Like I'm going to be honest, like I don't play a lot of Wolfenstein or Prey or there's just a lot of those games I'm not playing.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Like, there's only a handful of Bethesda games that I actually like.
But I like Skyrim.
Yeah,
and I like Doom, and I like some like.
Did you like Doom?
I think it's fun.
Doom is fun.
It's just not like a top tier game. But it's just fun.
I think for what it is, it's extremely polished. And then Deathloop, we talked about that a couple times. That was an extremely well polished, great game. I didn't finish it yet, but it is really, really fun.
The Rage games are really good too. Rage is fun. Like I do like their games. I just think nothing has that Skyrim feel except Skyrim. And if this game has that, I will dive into it. I just hope that personally, like I'm not really interested in doing all the like semi design my ship. Like someone out there is like, oh my gosh, that's my cup of tea. I don't know. I want it to be more exploration and like, I don't know, story driven choices.
So is this a single player game?
Yes, it's only single player.
Only single player. Okay.
At the moment.
Until the mods come, like in Hogwarts.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I mean, yeah, anybody can do anything. And that's one of the best things about Bethesda as a developer is that they'll be like, we'll make a mod marketplace. Go for it, guys.
Yeah, they're known for that for sure. Yeah, at Skyrim, you can turn the dragon into Thomas the Tank Engine or Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yes.
That's
as you see fit.
That's why that like scary Thomas the Tank Engine game came out, because I'm like, it was inspired by that.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious.
And
so
terrifying.
the other game that was delayed is this one's a little more surprising. A report: Suicide Squad game delayed again after negative fan reaction. You that's up to you to put two and two together if that's actually correlated.
Yeah.
Correlation doesn't always mean causation, as they say. This comes from Zach Sweezen at Kotaku. The relatively short delay, assuming it still comes out this year, is likely not intended to, quote, overhaul the core gameplay, and instead is just about polishing what's there already. So don't expect WB and Rocksteady to rip out all the live service crap, multiple currencies, or the always online requirement. That would take a much longer and more expensive delay. I didn't know the always online requirement.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
That's crap.
Yeah.
That's such a
Censored.
weird thing for a game. Any game, in my opinion.
To be always online.
Yeah, like, I don't know. What if...
Unless it's like an actual live service game. But
Right.
This one you can play single player, right?
I would think, but maybe
Like,
not.
that's kind of like the main draw, right? And then like you can...
That was
Is it true that you can like have people join in as like other members of the Suicide Squad? Is it a part of it? I'm actually not. I haven't been following it that closely.
Yeah.
Yes, it's meant to be played with like you. They want you. They say it's single player, but honestly, it looks like an inferior experience. It looks like you're supposed to play with friends.
Gotcha. They want you to buy multiple copies.
Here's the thing, man. If it's always online, there's no downloading it to play it and mod it. Mods will not be a thing. This is the exact opposite of the Bethesda game.
Mm-hmm.
It's so surprising coming from Rocksteady too, for them being such like a solid single player developer with the Arkham games.
Sure, but how long has that been?
Well, that's
Rocksteady's last game. Let's look that
2016, maybe Arkham Knight.
Oh, didn't they do?
Or was it the first one?
Arkham Knight was 2015, and they did Arkham VR in 2016. I mean, that's a long time.
It's similar to what we talked about last week with the Angry Birds thing, right? Like, it seems like they've moved on, and now they're like, we want to make all the money by doing something different, even though every fan is saying, no, we loved these games. Please make them the same.
I think one of the sad things about companies, or even like, let's say like you're like, oh, I really like IGN, but like a company isn't a person. They could totally overturn their staff, and what you think you love is not even the same people anymore.
Yeah.
Like you love Rocksteady, but are we sure it's the same employees? I mean, a great example of that is the BioShock developer who developed the original BioShock. Sorry, I'm blanking. Just I know this answer.
We just talked about it not that long ago.
It's not 2K. Isn't what I was thinking of, and maybe I'm not thinking of the BioShock developer. Then anyway, it doesn't matter. BioWare. That's why I'm confusing. I'm confusing BioShock with BioWare. Mass Effect, but like
KOTOR.
Mass Effect Andromeda came out, or like KOTOR, like. Those people do not work there anymore. BioWare is not the same company. So like this one, oh, BioWare, why can't you do it? I'm like, well, they're different people now. It's like a CEO can change and totally flip over a company.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've all seen that before. But anyway, you guys have any thoughts about those delays? Ultimately, I like delays. I think delays are a good thing. All it means is that they didn't release a game in a broken state, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
I don't like delays, but I get why they happen.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Like, I wish they could get it right, or maybe not put the pressure on the team to deliver so quickly. But
Yeah, I mean, man, just think about games like, I don't know, as early as maybe like 12 years ago, 15 years ago, like where like that just wasn't a thing. Like fixing it in a patch later
Yeah.
is not a thing unless you just release a new gold version of the game to print.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, every game that's on a cartridge, like from back in the day, like that's the story with that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's fun too is if there was a bug in a game, like for example, I always think like Mario 64, there are a few bugs and they're like forever there. And speedrunners like know them. They're like that's the bug, the famous bug, and because it just won't ever get.
And you have to play this original Japanese cartridge to get it because the US version didn't have it.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. I missed the days. And then you had cheat codes because there's nothing online. Yes. Who cares?
Dude, bring back cheat codes.
Let the single player gamers cheat because it's just supposed to be fun. What happened to fun? What happened to fun?
Now we do
guys?
sound 30 years old.
We are so wrong. Back in my day. I want to talk about a little bit about that later. So anyway, I thought we'd go ahead and watch the Super Mario Brothers movie trailer. I think it'd be fun to pull up, and we can go ahead and jump into that now. Preston, you got it ready?
I got it ready. Y'all ready?
So we got sound? Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Y'all
Get
ready?
your hand on the volume just in case it's,
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Where am I?
Oh man, Charlie Day. I forgot it was him.
Pay him no heed. He is cute, but he is.
There's gotta be a way out of here.
There's no escape. The only hope.
A little
is
creepy,
the
but
sweet
funny.
relief of death.
Whoa! Oh, you've got to be kidding me!
what are they called? The Mario Galaxy guy?
Army! Koopas!
Lumas.
Lumas.
Yeah.
Whatever those things are!
Oh,
What are they?
Spikies.
No. Spiny?
Spiny.
I'm not afraid.
that's literally what they're called?
We're going to save him.
Oh, look, Mario Odyssey.
I'm still on the fence about the voice.
Ooh, is that
Fire Donkey Kong?
This is fun!
Who is
first,
Donkey
right?
Kong?
Dude, the music is so cool.
There we go. Some Mario Kart action.
Yes. Rainbow Road.
Rainbow Road.
Let's end this.
That's
Dude.
Jack Black, right?
Yeah. Bowser's Jack Black.
This looks so good.
Yes. Oh, I love how like the wheels spin sideways like that, like in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
I like that he's allowed to take other people's carts.
When's that coming?
April 5th. Let's do it.
April 5th, man. That's in like 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Every time I hear the music, I think of because the soundtrack goes da 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 da, and I'm like, that's All of Me by Frank Sinatra. All of me, why not take all?
You're going to
of
get us
me?
flagged for singing
Can't you
Frank Sinatra.
see? I'm
I mean, we
no
just
good
played the whole
without
trailer.
you.
That's
Dude,
true.
that looks great.
I
It
can't
does.
wait. I have to remember, and I told my wife Christine this the other day because I'm super excited, and we went to a mall, and the theater there had the sign for it, and I was like, I keep forgetting it's the Minions people, like that.
Yeah,
Cracks me up.
elimination. Mhm. Oh, Donkey Kong is Seth Rogen.
Oh yes,
Oh, All of Me, by the way, is not Frank. Oh no, Frank Sinatra did sing it, but it's Billie Holiday. Anyway, sorry. It's totally the tune for a second. I hear it every time. But other than that, dude, the music's so good.
Who wrote the original music for Mario? Is that Koji Kondo? Is that him? The composer?
I'm sorry.
Stealing stuff from Billie Holiday.
I don't know.
cancel him.
But yeah, Fire Donkey Kong. What? That's cool.
It looks great. Are we going?
I would
Midnight
love.
release?
So I love. Yeah. Yes, I would love to do that.
I'm so down for that, honestly.
I don't know, Preston's. Can you stay up that late, Preston?
I don't know. I am
Got
pretty
him.
old.
It's not going to be midnight. Usually it's like the premiere day is like a 9 p.m. showing or something.
Right.
I'm tempted to do that, but I'm also tempted. I kind of want to take my kid.
See it twice, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, what am I made of money?
Dads before kids.
Yeah.
Your
Casual
kids are
dads.
secondary to your friends. Everybody knows this.
So seeing that now, I'm like, okay, I love Donkey Kong games, and I would love another mainstream Donkey Kong game. But I also, bro, give me a Mario Odyssey style game where you get to play 3D Mario, but you also get to play as Donkey Kong
And
It's
Wario and Waluigi and the whole crew, man.
Yeah.
Listen, if Waluigi's not in Super Smash Brothers,
Wow.
he can't be in anything.
Dang.
Is he
like
not?
that.
Oh, yeah, that's true. He's like a trophy, right? He's not an actual playable character.
No, everyone is saying their whole slogan on Super Smash Brothers was "Everyone is here," and everyone was like, "No, Waluigi is not here."
I mean, he's
And they
in the
never-
game. He's just not a playable character.
He was though in a previous game.
Yeah,
that's what
that's
they were
true.
claiming. I don't know. I feel like, hey man, you got to put him in.
Koji Kondo is the original composer for the Mario theme. I confirm that. So there you
There
go.
it is.
Thank
Man.
you, Kondo-san.
Man, y'all out there are gonna have to let us know what you think. I think that movie looks awesome. I also like that it's like 90 minutes long, so it's like it's not a long movie. We go.
It's probably going to be like a solid 8.
Oh.
I don't think it's going to be any better, or any worse. I think it's just going to be
Yeah, I think it'll.
pretty satisfying, and it's not going to be like super mind blowing, but it will be really fun.
I think
I don't
it'll
know,
be-
man.
I think it'll be a lot of fun for us. I think there's going to be so much what's it called when you remember
Nostalgia?
things? Nostalgia for us that it's going to be incredible. I think
Oh,
it'll
yeah.
feel like a 10 when you're in there. And then but if you like you said looking at it as the actual movie, you're going to be like, yeah, that was a 7, 8 like
I
it was
don't know,
decent.
man. Like, don't you think that a kid, like, compare it to Illuminations, like the Minions movies or Despicable Me or whatever, like, a kid, I think, is going to be way more hyped for Mario than that.
Maybe. Like, do you,
See,
yeah,
just to set a rubric for this, Despicable Me on Metacritic has a 72 with a 7.6 user score, and so I think it's going to be somewhere right around there.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit better.
I think it'll be a little bit better. I think it'll be in, like, the Lord of the Rings Return of the King, maybe Schindler's List.
Dark Knight,
Yeah, you know.
Interstellar.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, something in the, we'll figure it out. Martin Scorsese realm. Anyway,
Pressure's
So-
on, Chris Pratt. Your move.
your move, Chris. Here's this. What if he gets an Academy Award?
Your move,
This,
Chip.
this is his movie.
This is his movie. That'd be
Hey
incredible.
man, if Short Round can get an Oscar, anything's possible.
Tell me about it, bro. The Academy Awards happened last Sunday, and that was such an emotional moment.
I didn't watch it. I just know it happened.
I didn't watch it live, but I watched the YouTube the next day. The only parts worth watching are Brendan Fraser, and I don't want to call him Short Round. I have to look up his name.
Yeah, it's the K. Is that his name? Ke.
Oh, the one
His
that's
name is K Hui Kwan.
the one who won and said, "Mom, I won an Oscar." That one.
He mentioned it being like the American dream. He said he was like in a refugee camp for a year, and like
Yeah.
then he
Yeah.
did the Indiana Jones movie, and then he kind of just made this huge comeback after like 30 years or whatever. So,
Yeah, he said my dream began on a boat. It was pretty cool.
fun fact: I have still not seen Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Me either.
It's so good.
I
It's
believe it now.
So good.
It won a
is
couple of
abs-
Academy Awards.
But it is
It
the
is-
most awarded movie of all time now.
It's also
Really?
so bananas. Like there are moments of that movie that are just ridiculous, but it's great, man. It's great. Great
So
meaning.
How we mentioned we have the wrestling like miniature podcast. We also need a movie one now because I feel like we just talk about it a lot. We're all
Yep.
videographers, we're film buffs.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Another short fact about that movie that I saw: that entire movie was filmed in 38 days.
Dang.
The whole thing. I mean, I'm sure editing took longer, but
Yeah.
they wrapped in 38 days.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Wild.
Yeah. I definitely think someone who deserves a shout out for that movie, and I know we're getting outside of video games, is Jamie Lee Curtis. Like her role in that movie is not small at all and is absolutely outrageous. So like
she won the award, right?
did she for supporting actress?
Yeah. Her first ever.
Dang.
I thought
That's amazing.
Am I? Hold on. I'll look.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right because there was also I think IGN published something like A24 is now like the only studio with like best actor, best supporting actor, best supporting actress, best picture,
I mean,
like all in the same studio.
Obviously, Michelle Yeoh did amazing as a lead actress. Yeah, she won. That's awesome.
Yeah, wins her first Oscar.
Listeners, if you want to hear us talk about movies more, write into dadcasualpodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you about it.
Well, that isn't a crazy. I want to spoil scenes, but I can't do it.
Don't do
No,
it.
I need to watch it.
So there's one more thing I want to talk about before we wrap up. I saw this really so Video Game Dunkey is a very popular YouTube personality, and he's got a great channel. Every time he posts a video, it doesn't matter what it is or how simple, it's always trending in like the top 10. His most recent one, and Preston, you could even pull it up without the audio. It's not like a big deal.
Yeah.
But it's super simple, and all it did is it shows the disparity between game trailers and gameplay, and how like just absolutely ridiculous. Like this first one, like you can see now, is the most recent trailer for Fortnite, and then like this is what it really looks like while you're playing, right? Like what do you guys think about it? Do you think that that's like, I don't know, I just thought it was an interesting thing. Like it does feel kind of like deceptive in a way. I know it's marketing.
No, and I was about to say that. So we've all been in marketing, in video marketing at that. And I think you're always trying to sell the best, right? So
for sure.
whatever we're doing, we want to sell the best.
But what if it's never like that? Like, do you ever feel like sometimes in these gameplay trailers, I'm like, they're not just showing me the best of the game, they're showing me something that never happens.
So
go ahead.
Well, what I was going to say was like, I agree and disagree. And I think there are two games that come to mind when I saw this video.
World of Warcraft. The World of Warcraft one is like, oh my gosh.
That's amazing.
The two games that came to mind were The Last of Us and GTA 6. GTA 5. We don't have a GTA 6 yet. But they added the crazy camera features, like photo modes. And in GTA 5 on PC, you had video editor mode. And so you saw those things happen, but you created your own kind of like hype video type thing. And then you were like, oh, I did do that scene where I jumped through the air in slow-mo and whatever. But on an everyday basis, whatever this game is we're watching, I'm like,
this is League of Legends.
This is League of Legends, which does not look like this.
Yeah. Okay. So
I think
that's
if they're doing
completely
these like
different game.
CGI only, like this Overwatch one right here, if they're doing these like only CGI trailers and that's all they ever release, I think that's a bad move on the case of marketing for whatever game it is. But if they do this and they mix it with actual gameplay and that's just like a cool hype trailer, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying anything's immoral. I mean, it's marketing, it's trailers, right? And especially a free to play game, like you could get in there and be like, this isn't right at all. Have you ever like played though? Like I've seen mobile games where I'm like, it even shows gameplay that's not in the game. I'm like, that's not in the game.
Yeah. Or they show other games.
What is this game? Like it looks like Diablo, and then it's just not. That's not what I downloaded. I'm like, that is not what this is. I can't. That to me feels like actually deceptive. That's worse than
for
maybe.
sure.
Oh yeah. Deception is definitely worse than just like like jazzing up gameplay a little bit.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. It is interesting, and I was cracking up just watching that, and like that video was trending, and he just put a couple clips together, and I was like, yeah, but it really does.
Is he talking over it like he normally does?
Nothing. It's totally quiet. It's the most. He made it in 15 minutes. But
that's incredible.
Yeah,
dude, Dunkey is the marketing genius.
Yep.
Yeah,
he has his own studio now too.
He has his own publishing company. Yeah.
There you go. Big mode.
Yeah, but just I don't know. It is crazy, and like the World of Warcraft one's a great example of like they just have the best CGI trailers, but the game does not look like that.
Fortnite's a good example of that as well. Where the season trailers look absolutely mind blowing.
But I will
The
say
game
this
don't look like that.
about Fortnite. The season trailers do look incredible and the game doesn't look like that. However, they have like events in Fortnite. And so, so like I'll tune in to watch when chapters change or whatever because there's a whole story behind it and they've created like
they're one of the few companies that have done the actual live service game thing correctly. I mean, they're probably the biggest success story for it, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Did you hear about Meta and the whole like metaverse thing? Like they're laying off like 10,000 more people.
Why?
Like it's just not taking off.
Dang.
Shocker. I'm really sad for those people that lost their jobs, but not surprised in the least that what they presented like a year and a half ago didn't take off. That was absolutely just zero effort. It looked like, it was total garbage.
It's weird because I'm like, on one hand, they seemed so confident that this is awesome. And I was like, I just don't see it. Like, but I also like, Preston's always reminding me that I'm old. So I'm like, maybe it's amazing. And I am just too old to see it. Maybe. But I'm not surprised on that one.
They drank too much of their own Kool-Aid, I think.
Yep. I would agree. You're not too old, Andy.
I am for some things.
Almost.
I am for some things. There will be another time where I'm going to say something stupid and it's going to take off.
Yeah, but it's dad casual. This isn't kid casual. We know our audience. We're talking to you guys.
Yeah. Screw them kids.
What's next on the agenda?
Good transition there, Andy.
I love my kids. Well, just dad talk. I just, as we usually like to, we always like to wrap up our episodes with just, talking about what it's like being dads, what's going on. I thought of a fun topic maybe we could talk about. I actually had two, and I think one is better than the other. So I wanted to talk to you guys about what do you guys think retired life is going to look like for us when we're like I don't know. I feel like our generation will be hilarious. Like when we're 80 and we have grown kids and grandkids, like we're going to be playing like Super Smash Brothers in the nursing home. Like what's going on,
That is weird to think about because there isn't a generation of gamers that's like, well, I mean, they're getting there, but like that would be like arcades, like people that were around in like the early 80s to play video games.
And like, it's tough for me to play games with my kids now because I have like a job, I have a career and all these things going on. But like when my grandkids come over to the house, I'm gonna be like, we're playing Mario Kart. Let's go. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's going to be awesome.
I agree. And I think a good analog to that is like maybe the fondness that people have for movies and other forms of entertainment. Right. It's just going to be the same kind of reaction that we have for video games. Like, oh man, like you ever played The Last of Us? Like that was my favorite game 35 years ago. You should definitely play it. Like, and that's just like, you got to see this movie. You got to see your Citizen Kane and like all your other movies. So I think it's going to be very, very similar to that. But the thing is with games, it's going to be harder to consume that media in the future if game preservation doesn't go the way that we want it to go.
Yeah, I was just thinking that game preservation is the key. I think that there's a lot of effort for making things backwards compatible and future proof now. It took a little while. There was like an era of like PS3 games and things that was like that wasn't a focus or a thought, but it's just that was early on in gaming. And I feel like from here on out, we'll probably have pretty good.
I mean, even with PS3, PS2, PS1, you have all the ways to play that on computer now. So,
and then PlayStation's been doing a good job with the classics catalog.
Yeah. They still struggle with PS3 games though. Apparently, like it's just still an issue.
Interesting.
The only way you can play PS3 games on your PS5 is by streaming them. You cannot download them.
So really,
it is.
I've never noticed that.
It's only through streaming, through PS whatever it's called, PS Plus now. But
yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. It's just something about the way that operating system and architecture worked. I don't know. But
I definitely think nursing homes will, or
nursing homes is the most ridiculous.
Yeah, whatever they call it.
I'm gonna go play my Kinect.
Yeah, I think they'll have I bet they'll have different gaming systems. Like when I visit
Fruit Ninja.
Yes. But I
God.
visit my grandparents now in assisted living homes and stuff like that, and they have a small gym. They have a theater. They have board games out. Like, I bet it'll be the same type of thing. Like, where
I'm gonna want to play a lot of board games. Let's go.
yeah, but video games too.
Me too.
You'll be able to.
video games too.
I think virtual reality, especially for like the older crowd's probably going to like bump up, especially like when it gets a bit more accessible with like higher quality stuff on purely wireless systems that are like very simple to operate, and especially for like older people and just people that don't have like higher mobility and even like disabled people. Like, I think that's going to be a cool thing to like have adaptable games and situations for them. So,
and I think we're going to embrace the new technologies in a way that like my dad couldn't care less. Like my grandparents just would, no, we're not doing that. But I'm definitely going to be like, oh man, what's the new game, grandson? Now maybe I say that and it's going to be some Fortnite junk that I just don't care about, or maybe I'll be really into it. I don't know. It'll be interesting. Will Minecraft still be big when I have grandkids? I don't know.
Probably not. I would say no.
But will Call of Duty and Fortnite? You know what I mean? Oh, I don't know.
I think the genres will persist. I think IPs are going to cycle every 10 to 15 years.
I think they'll shift. Yeah. It's just, we've never had this era of live service games like this. And so we don't know what live service games, like those big three or whatever, will they exist in 10
I think
years?
When the PS4 era came, that kind of like ushered in like the new echelon of like gaming with your live service, with like your 4K graphics, with all that kind of stuff. So I think that was like one of the biggest jumps in gaming since, I don't know, like N64, I guess, from 16-bit systems.
Right.
Yeah. Pretty exciting though.
Yeah. Can you imagine like 3 console generations away from now?
What's
I
even
can't.
like what
Or like 4? That'd be like 2 decades.
What our kids are gonna laugh at with the PS5? Like,
that's
even
like your in 20 years your iPhone will be able to do that.
Yeah, they'll be like, "What are you? This is garbage."
It will be funny to be like, yeah, you got to play the first Kingdom Hearts. And they're going to be like, Dad, that's the most garbage looking game I've ever seen.
I can't control it with my Neuralink in my brain.
There you go. Or play it in my Tesla.
Yeah.
That's something we haven't touched on. Preston's favorite gaming system is his car.
Yep. It's my son's favorite for sure.
Your son likes driving your car.
There's
Can't you play like racing games with like the car as the sim?
That's what he loves.
It's so wild. That's actually really cool.
So does the yoke? It's a yoke. See,
Well,
so I know the terminology, right?
Okay.
Does it like when you play a racing game, like it does not actually turning the wheels of the car?
It is.
It is.
Uh-huh.
So you can kind of feel the car shift a little bit. Does it fight you at all?
No.
Okay.
So the only time it'll like fight you, it wants you to have them as straight as possible most of the time. So you can't go a full rotation either way. Or it'll say turn back. Like you can keep going, but it'll
Gotcha.
It'll keep yelling at you.
I was wondering if it could like detect, like unlock from that or whatever, and then you could free spin it however you wanted. But
oh no,
it makes sense why they wouldn't do that.
He also likes to play what he calls the music game. It's just a DAW in the Tesla that you can make music
like a simple one.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
A digital audio workstation for those uninitiated.
Yes.
It's like Pro Tools or Studio One,
but not like that. But yes.
Close enough. You said DAW.
Yeah, I did.
Anyway, guys, so that pretty much wraps it up for this week's episode of Dad Casual. Thank you, Preston. Thank you, Houston, for joining us today. As usual, if you guys have any questions, definitely please write in at dadcasualpodcast@gmail.com. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which now has lots of video content. It's a lot more interesting to follow along now that we can play trailers and show video.
50. Thank you to 50 subscribers on YouTube, by the way.
50
Boom.
subs.
Love it.
50 subs. And that's pretty fast considering for a while now, it's just been like audio with waveforms. Like it's not very engaging YouTube content. So we're definitely going to blow up pretty quick on YouTube. But also, we're on everything. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on every podcast that you want, as well as Twitter and Instagram. So subscribe, follow, hit the bell on all those channels. And we'll see you guys next time on Dad Casual. See ya.
Later.
Peace.